Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 3 versus 3 on Sainte-Mère-Église, and in this one I have a replay that's been sent in by Valdus Aurelian, who's going to be using the 3rd Armoured Division in this one. He is playing with Brando and Q2521, who is using the 15th Infantry Scots and the 101st Airborne respectively. They're going to be playing against Brady 1491, KM1 and the Emperor's Champion, who are going to be using the 12th SS Panzer, 352nd Infantry and the 116th Panzer. So this is a map that favours both sides equally, I would say. But yeah, thanks to Valdus first of all for sending this in. He did so by email, and you guys can do the same. You can find the email on my YouTube page. Just send them in. If you think they're worthy of me making a video of them, then go ahead and do so. It's much appreciated, and obviously gives me content to make and also gives you guys videos to watch. So there you go, double whammy. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Either way, looks like the 101st player is going to be taking the mid. Q2521 is going to be pushing into the centre there. Then it looks like we're going to be having Brando with his 15th Infantry Scots Division on the right side, and Valdus is going to be taking up the left flank with his Armoured Division. He's going to be coming up against the 116th Panzer player. In the middle we are going to see the 352nd player, the infantry player, going into the mid-town. It's going to be pretty hard for him to contest against the 101st, but we'll see how he does. Then over on the right side, it's going to be the 12th SS Panzer against the 15th Infantry Scots. Now this could go either way. If the Boy to Firefly gets some decent shots onto Churchill 5s, then it could swing in the way of the 12th SS Panzer. However, if the 15th Infantry Scots uses their AT guns effectively to take out all of the armoured vehicles and the Boy to Firefly, then it would swing the other way quite dramatically. The 15th Infantry Scots has a lot more to gain from an advantage early on, whereas the 12th SS Panzer does not so much, because it's going to be quite hard for them to push either way, because they're still going to have to try and push through all those AT guns. Whereas with the 15th Infantry Scots, they have an answer to the AT guns from the offset, so they will be less likely to be punished pushing through than the 12th SS Panzer would. Either way, let's have a quick look at what's going down. Over on this left side, going to be a bunch of infantry, recon and AT. So some Pathfinders there from Q as well, but armoured rifles and armoured leader, supported by an AT gun and recon, pretty standard. And same thing on the right side with a mortar carrier for Valdus. No tanks at the start, which is actually a pretty standard start for the 3rd Armoured. Most people assume that because they're playing the 3rd Armoured, they should be bringing in Stuarts and M4A1s, but often it's not the best way to go. Tanks are quite situational, especially dependent on how many AT guns they're coming up against. Also, if he predicted that he's going to be up against the 116th Panzer, bringing in plenty of AT guns is also a good call anyway, because the 116th relies so much on armoured vehicles and tanks early on. In the middle, just going to be the standard airborne engineers and airborne rifles, I assume, with a M1 howitzer back here providing smoke support, going to allow the engineers to push forwards. Double mortar for the 352nd, which is interesting to see. Going to have the mortar come in onto the road, which was nearly in the right position, but they stopped them firing. It would have been nice to have them target this crossroad or T-junction there in order to pin down those engineers straight away. It might have given him a chance to push on with his infantry and so on. But either way, looks like what KM1's trying to do here is he's not going to contest the town so much, because I don't think he would even have a chance of pushing against the airborne engineers. He's going to be pushing on the right side of the town instead, which is actually quite a nice idea. Definitely makes the 101st a lot less effective early on, and gives a lot of ground to the Germans as well. So the +1 for the Allies anyway, overall, they've pushed well over the halfway. The halfway is pretty much the road. So you can see here on the right side, just past the halfway, over on the left side as well. They've managed to get up to the bottom side of these trees, which is nice. M1 gun should probably be moved up a little bit more so it gets the ambush on about 400 meters, 500 meters there. That'd be really nice, because from, what, 800 meters if the Panzer III comes over, the M1 gun's got a lot less of a chance of hitting. Also, it's not in range of the armoured leader, which means that it's not got the veterancy it needs to take on these tanks. Over on the right side, however, flak Villing is going to be going down. The SP W2341 and the 232 are moving over to the left side, so it's leaving a little bit of a gap here for Valdus to exploit, and taking out that flak Villing early on has given a lot of space for Valdus to move up. I would like to see him take advantage of the fact that the front line is going over these buildings. Getting some infantry into there would make it very hard to dislodge. But either way, we are going to be seeing the armoured rifles here use their bazooka to take out pretty much 2 half-tracks there. The engine destroyed onto that one. Bazooka is going to miss the second shot, but the AT gun is not. This AT gun is going to be engaging the Panzer III on the field, but that's going to be hit directly by the Panzer III. Direct shot back. 11 AP onto 7 armor. Should have really penetrated there, but that's unfortunate because this Panzer III isn't going to miss much with the 232 giving it 3-star veterancy, and goodbye to that AT gun. This AT gun on the right also is probably going to miss quite a lot, and now this AT gun is missing as well. And with the autocannon getting in range, the M1 gun is not going to last very long, and Valdus is unfortunately going to lose that AT gun on that left side. So not ideal. Needs this AT gun to do something. Takes out the 234, that's nice. Needs to keep the AT gun in range of the armoured leader though, or this is not going to become very effective at all, and has a chance easily of being taken out by the Panzer IIIs. So the only thing he has to defend himself against all of this armour push is the armoured rifles with that bazooka there, but as soon as they get in line of sight of all of this, well, they're going to take a lot of damage, as you can see. Meanwhile in the mid, the 101st player has pushed KM1 completely out of the town. Going to be seeing the mortar come in and try and harass the troops that have taken up space there, but Pack 38 here is going to be trying to stop this MMG carrier from pushing against the units in the open. This is where he needs to defend against the 101st. But Brando is coming over with a few units to help out. The 101st finds it really hard to push across the open, so getting some decent units here would be a nice idea. Spitfire is going to come in with its bombs, take down the Pack 38 to 3 health. Going to stop it firing at this Aviary and the Churchill 5. And on this right side we do see a 6-pounder there getting some shots off onto these half-tracks. Churchill 5 and Aviary doing a relatively good job there, providing decent fire support. We've also got the 2-inch carrier helping out with its mortar. Over on the left side we're seeing the Panzer IIIs push up now. Armoured rifles can't really do much against 3-star Panzer Grenadiers, that's for sure. Unless the Panzer Grenadiers of course get pinned down by the 50 cal from the M4A1. But no, it's okay for now. Smoke's covering off the armoured rifles from the armoured units here, and the Emperor's champion is being extremely careful with these Panzer IIIs. He probably sees his M4A1 now as well, so it's pretty risky for him to push around the corner. An M4A1 is really good for dealing with Panzer IIIs. So now these armoured rifles, they're going to actually reveal the Panzer Grenadier there. Panzer Grenadiers are going to be pinned down and surrender to 1-man armoured rifle squad. That Panzer Grenadier not going to have the same effect. Are going to be spotted by the Pathfinders, and machine guns are going to get on target, but only briefly before the Panzer Grenadier finds itself cover again. The thing's looking, I want to say, relatively even across the front, because what's happening here, KM1's pushing back with some Grenadiers, and Emperor's Champion's brought up his elite Panzer Grenadiers to push back the half-tracks and infantry that's pushed up to him. The armoured rifles here can't really match up to Panzer Grenadiers at all, but over on the left side, lovely shot by the M5A1 and the M4A1 to take out one of the Panzer IIIs, and this M4A1, well, I think that's having a shot at the Panzer III, the second Panzer III. Can it get the kill? It bailed out. That's more than good enough. Now they've just got to take care of the 232, and that's pretty much job done on the left side. And this is the thing I really don't like about the 116th Division, is that it's so easy to have your basically good push go amount to nothing. Because as soon as those Panzer IIIs go down, you've invested so much of your points into them that you have nothing else here, and because that's exactly what's happened. You don't have enough availability of infantry to cover that sort of area too, so losing your Panzer Grenadiers isn't great, but Panzerwerfer coming across there to pin down all of this infantry is actually really nice, and it is going to force back one of the half tracks, giving these Panzer Grenadiers some time. Also the IG-18 is going to take out the armoured leader. So ideally Valdus should have got some armoured rifles into these buildings early on, like I said, since he saw the front line push over them, but didn't take complete advantage of that. ME-109's coming in for the strafe onto the mortar carrier. Mortar carrier is pretty safe there as long as it doesn't get taken out by an AT gun. 232 needs to get in range, and well, the mortar carrier should see it coming, but either way what's happening here, the 50 cal and the mortar from that mortar carrier are taking on the Panzer Grenadiers, and they're trying to take those out. So M4A1 coming back into the picture here just to take care of the Panzer Grenadiers and the Panzer III. Over on this right side, not too much going on at the moment. We are going to see an MMG carrier go down there to the 259. Boyter Cromwell's coming in to take out some rifles. But there is a Boyter Firefly on the field now. Brady has saved up for that, and he's got to use that to take out the AVRE and the Churchill 5. That's pretty much that Firefly's job, and keeping it with a command unit is even more crucial so that it gets its shots on target. However, does need to be careful of this 6-pounder here, and there's another 6-pounder here that's now firing at the Boyter Cromwell, and if that gets a shot on target on the Boyter Cromwell's going to go down, and well, it seems like the morale effect took effect and stopped the 6-pounder from hitting. Boyter Cromwell is going to be able to get out of range. Spitfire comes in with bombs onto the flak filling there, doesn't manage to kill it off, definitely pins it down. Spitfire, or Mustang, coming in from the 101st player to take on the ME-109. Mustang bombers are going to be used for that dogfight as well. It looks like this Mustang might get on target here. Nope, not quite. Going to be seeing one of the ME-109 G0s try and get out of there, but these Mustangs need to focus on the fight at hand. That 2-star Mustang needs to go down. Looks like this Mustang bomber is going to get on the tail and force it to fall back, possibly. Not quite. Not quite. Getting close. Getting close. ME-109 has a good chance of shooting one of these down if it gets on the tail. What a dogfight. I mean, none of the planes can get on target. The Mustang finally does. And it looks like we might see this Mustang as well as the Mustang bomber here get on target, and the ME-109 should, in theory, go down. Let's see if it goes down, because if it does, that's pretty important. No, he evac'd. That's really bad, because he's evac'd in front of the ME-109 2-star there. That ME-109 is going to be able to take down the Mustang bomber. Not going to chase the other P-51. Oh, that was such a shame. He had a good chance there of taking out that 2-star ME-109, and he just didn't. But either way, back over to the left side, Valdus is pushing with his half-track. Should have his tanks in support, most definitely. This is fine for taking out those AT guns though. If he spots the AT guns firing at his half-tracks, he can just use the half-tracks to take them out pretty quickly. But should have the tanks there as well, just to exploit any push he makes. Things have rapidly changed on this left-hand side. The Emperor's Champion has brought over his Panzer IIIMs to the right, the reinforcing ones here taking on Scots and M5A1s. That's actually a really good trade for the Panzer IIIs. If he can get both the Panzer IIIs on target to this M5A1, he can get some like an easy kill there. Just got to be careful of these airborne rifles, of course. They do have a bazooka, and that's why he's probably moving away from the smoke there. So here we see the half-track going to be sacrificed, but these half-tracks should be able to pin down the Pak-38 before it gets a third shot off. Yes, it will. Goodbye to the AT gun there. M8 squad actually coming up. That will be nice actually to spot the AT gun in the tree line there, just to help finish it off. Got to be careful of this Pak 38 though, as it is going to blow up the half-track there, and now the other half-tracks are falling back. Imagine if he had these tanks nearby. That Pak 38 would have been instantly dead. Bit of a mistake there. Over on this side, Pak 38 taking out some half-tracks now. These half-tracks need to get the hell out of there. The M8 Scott did go down as well. Another air engagement coming up. ME-109 versus the Spitfire Mark 9 bomber. Mark 9 bomber is going to be forced to fall back. That might allow the ME-109 to get on target. Yes, it will, and we're going to probably see the Spitfire go down. So unfortunately, Brando with his Spitfires hasn't been microing incredibly well. Ku's going to be coming in with his Mustangs to take the fight to the ME-109s, but has to be careful of this 2-star ME-109 engaging. This M4A3 actually with its 50 cal did a lot of damage then to the ME-109, and well, with a third Mustang coming in, Q's going to win that engagement any day. So a lovely 2 shots, or 2 aircraft being shot down there by Q. Lovely job. He's controlled this town really nicely as well, not let it go back to the enemy. Now all Q really needs to do is just sort of support where else he can. So he's taking control of the town. He can't really push out of the town because he doesn't have the equipment to do so. So what I'd like to see is Q sort of send units elsewhere to help out. Now over on this right side, there's 2 Churchill 5s and an AVRE trying to help out against these Panzer Grenadiers. If they can get on target of the Panzer Grenadiers are dead, but what they've got to be careful of is a Boiter Firefly sneaking up onto them. At this range, the Boiter Firefly, that's like 400 meter range. That Boiter Firefly has about 22 AP power. It's quite a high penetration chance. So we've got to be careful. Tiger E. Whitman as well, just transmission damage to the AVRE. Gets bombed out by the Spitfire 9. But yeah, the Firefly is just going to keep encroaching on these Churchill 5s now. And missed so many shots against the AVRE. He's going to miss a shot onto the Churchill 5 as well. Really needs the veterancy from this Panzergrenadier, preferably. Just moving that over slightly would be ideal. But it's not going to happen just yet. More reinforcements coming up for Brando, including an AT gun. If that AT gun can get shot on target onto the Firefly, then this could turn around very quickly. One of the Churchills got out of there. It's fast moving away from that engagement, but the AVRE's in trouble, that's for sure. Eventually gets the kill. Now going to be taking on the next Churchill 5. Can he get the kill? Yes, he can. First shot this time. Guess it pays off for all the bad luck he had the first time round. 17-pounder though. That's going to be more than enough to take care of the Firefly. He needs to attack move that forwards straight away, or he's going to miss the opportunity to take out the Firefly, because this is just going to get pinned down by these Pioneers. And that's exactly what's happening. The Pioneers going to be pinning down the 17-pounder. Then it's just going to be useless against Whitman and the Boiter Firefly there. Churchill 5 on this left side, that's nice, but it's going to be hit by the Panzerwerfer. Over on the far left, Valdus pushing all the way through now. Exploited the jump he had on the initial Pak 38. This Pak 38 actually going to open up onto the M5A1, but that's going to give shot to the M5A1. It's going to fire back and pin it down again. M4A1 also going to be fired upon by the Pak 38 from the right side, most likely. Got to be careful. Should have these Pathfinders ahead of his tank. M8's good, but yeah, got to be really careful of this Pak 38. Oh, luckily pinned it down in time. A shot from that range would have most definitely penetrated if it hit accurately. It's now AT gun firing from the top side. That's going to reveal itself to the M4A1 and the M5A1 at the same time. Both shots missed, so it's going to survive for now. Will a second shot go off before it gets hidden again? No, it won't. So these Pathfinders, they just definitely need to be moved forward. They are coups, so they're not actually Valdus's. But pinging that to his teammate would have been nice to get him to bring those up. Focke-Wulf 190 bringing in the 15 HE power bomb onto the M8. Won't be able to get the kill, but definitely forces it to fall back. M8's already done its job though, as it managed to bail out the 2-3-4-1. Armoured rifles against Speared Troop. Honestly, the Speared Troop could win that engagement at a certain range. But it's definitely value in numbers there for the armoured rifles. on this right side. Well, things are starting to fall apart for Brando. Looks like he lost another Churchill 5 here. Oh, this Tiger. Or is it going to get a shot? It's turning its turret very slowly. Oh, it missed. How did Whitman miss? How did he miss? That was a 3-star Tiger. At what sort of range? 600 meters? 500 meters roughly? And he missed. I can't believe it. He's actually going to lose target onto the Churchill 5 as well. In the field, 6-pounder takes out Armada. That was quite a nice kill. But yeah, the 17-pounder's all the way back here now, since it was fallen back from the initial engagement. Firefly is still alive on that right side. Command Stewart's lovely to take care of this infantry, but with this mortar fire coming in, Brando's not going to be in a very good position at all. It looks like this is another 17-pounder arriving to take care of Whitman. Needs to make sure it unloads before it gets shot though. Okay, great. It's in position. Let's see what he can see. Brady on this right side. Playing against Brando. Brando can see Whitman. Bailed out. Lovely. Lovely shot there. Might turn things around for his flank. Back to the neutral perspective, we can see the Ju-88, or Ju-87 and the Me-109 most likely to go down to these Mustangs, although this Mustang gets forced to fall back there. Focke-Wulf 190 coming in as well, but the Mustang's very, very fast. So is the Thunderbolt. Going to get out of there alive. Jumbos come in, finished off the 2-3-4-1. And now, well, Valdus has made a lot of ground on this left side. Currently 56% territory lead. Got to be careful that he doesn't allow his infantry here to be killed by the spear troop. Okay, so he's going to drop off some armoured rifles right on top of the spear troop. It's a bit silly because the explosion from the half-track could really do some serious morale damage to the armoured rifles. But spear troop, they're going to go down. Like I said, numbers will win out in that case. And at that range as well. So now, just got to get these armoured rifles into these buildings. Then he gets a decent hold on the left side. Just needs to make sure that he has a unit here as well, or he could end up being cut off, and that is not ideal because all of the units in the bubble will get a morale penalty. So on this right side, it's going to be a 17-pounder versus a Firefly, and the Firefly goes down. Whitman is bailed out. Churchill 6 going to be coming up. Plenty of rifles on their way, as well as a command carrier. I feel like he might be able to make this work. Churchill 5 is sitting here with a transmission damage. If this Pack 40 gets in range though, Churchill 5 isn't going to last much longer, that's for sure. So we'll have to wait and see. Churchill 5, can it make the difference on that right side? In the middle, getting a bit more difficult for Q to hold the middle, with all of the artillery coming in, including the Panzerwerfer and the Nebelwerfer. Eventually what's going to happen is Q's infantry will start to dwindle, and the 352nd player might be able to push on back. But here we're going to be seeing a rush from Valdus with multiple armoured rifles. Going to be trying to take out this Flakvilling truck. Bazooka actually misses, but doesn't matter as he forces it to surrender. Going to try and cut off these Panzer Grenadiers as well. Going to unload his armoured rifles. If he manages to cut off the Panzer Grenadiers there, he might be able to force them to surrender as well. I've got to be careful with these half-tracks. Fusiliers have been found there, so he's going to send his half-tracks to go get rid of them. Over on the left side, very close to being cut off here. Very close. Needs a unit here, even if it's just a single half-track. Either way, Jumbo's going to take out the Panzer III. And this Jumbo is going to get hit by a bomb. Doesn't do too much morale damage, but just trying to get on target to another unit there. So Fusilier is going to go down. Panzer Grenadiers left behind enemy lines. Armoured Rifles finally occupying these buildings. Wouldn't be surprised to see them try and chase down the Panzer III as well. So Valdus done a great job of controlling the left side. On the right side, things will start to turn around. 17-pounder taking out the half-track there. This Churchill 6 is in a very good place to keep charging. However, just needs to make sure that this infantry does not have Panzerfaust, or he could be in a very bad spot. there goes Whitman's tank. These half tracks, I hope they didn't have panzer guns in them, because if they did, he missed an opportunity there to take out the Churchills, and well, yeah, Brady's going to miss out on that opportunity for sure. Panzerfaust could have been used to take out the Churchill 6. It's just such a shame. If he could take out this Churchill 6, taking out this infantry would be an easy job for his Panzer Grenadiers. Either way, on this left side, Valdus has found himself cut off. Jumbo should be able to do a decent job, but he will be taking him around penalty now. So if this Jagdpanzer starts hammering on this Jumbo and the Jumbo can't get the kill, that Jumbo could just end up surrendering. Killing this 232 would be a good way to go though. M4A1, if it can get the kill shot, might be able to save the infantry on that left side. You'll see the front line starting to push back up towards them slowly. Needs to take care of this Panzer III as well though. Currently all of this infantry up here is cut off. So as these armoured rifles come under fire, yes they're in cover, but they will take extra morale damage. Currently doing well to kill off that Panzerschreck squad. Really, really nice job. As that's trooping, not going to be doing too much damage to the armoured rifles. Looks like he is correctly targeting the Pioneer Fodder there, just to try and get rid of those. But over on this right side, Brady's actually going to surrender. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but these Panzer Grenadiers looks like they got pinned down and forced back. The Churchill actually went down. Churchill 6 did get taken out there, and also the 17 pounder is dead, so I'm not entirely sure why Brady has left this game. Maybe he just disconnected, which would be unfortunate because he is in a really good position on this side to push through now. He's got a Befell Panther, they don't have any tanks left or 17 pounders here, so the AI might just charge forwards and actually make some serious damage. We'll have to wait and see. Over on this left side, Valdus having all his units cut off isn't ideal, but he's going to be trying to use this Jumbo to take out the 232, which is a decent idea. Just needs to make sure he gets on target. Yes, 232 goes down. Jagdpanzer's trying to sneak round into a position to take on the Jumbo. Lightning is going to be coming in with the two 25 HE power bombs there to do some serious damage to the infantry. ME-109 is going to be engaged by a Mustang. ME-109 will be able to shoot down the P-38 though. No doubt about that. Mustang struggling to make that ME-109 surrender. Got to be really careful with this Mustang. I don't think he'll be able to get onto the tail of the ME-109 effectively, honestly. And now there's a second ME-109 helping out, as well as a Flak 88. So yeah, I think what's going to happen here, he might get away with this because the P-51's in a pretty decent position to fly away at max speed. But yeah, forced to fall back for now. No idea why these guys turned away from that engagement, but it is going to allow the ME-109s to be stunned over friendly territory by both of us. And 4 Mustangs should be able to do the job, and there's also an FW-190 and another Focke-Wulf 190 coming in. Because they're in a train, they're not as effective. Having them split up is much nicer normally. Because now what's going to happen is these Focke-Wulfs are going to get away, when if you had them split into 2 groups of 2 Mustangs as you brought them out, one could like attack them and force them to fall back, and then the other 2 can get onto the back of them. It's a really good way to do things. But either way, see armoured rifles here just going to be pinned down very quickly, and they will most likely surrender on the left side. Jumbo is still alive, and at this range has a decent job, or a decent chance, against the Panther G coming in. So we'll have to see if that can get the kill there. Are we going to see Valdus engage that? He's reversing. He's actually reversing towards his Panther G. This is just... Why? Why? No. Oh god, no. The Jumbo's got its side armor. Oh. Oh dear. I'm not entirely sure if that was the Ju-87 that got the kill there, but going to be coming in, shooting the M4A3, going to take out the M4A1. No way you could have seen that coming. You were way too close to the spawn. Valdus going to be losing a couple of his tanks, so it's coming around for another run. Is it going to finish off the M4A3 105? Yes, it is. And that Ju-87 just paid off completely. That was really nice from KM1, using that 2-star Ju-87 on the 352nd Infantry Division. So M4A3 in the middle of the field is completely immobilized. All of the tanks on the left side have just been destroyed from Valdus. Yeah, he could have had some AA there, preliminary, to try and force back this Ju-87, but I still feel like that Ju-87 coming out of spawn that quickly would have still at least immobilized his jumbo and then taken out maybe one more of his tanks before being forced to fall back. So not too much he could have done in that situation, but the armoured rifle's going to get a little bit of payback with the kill onto the 232. What I don't understand is why you would have that tank reverse towards the Panther G, but wow, hero armoured rifles there, unvetted, hitting their second bazooka in a row to kill off the Panther G, and that's going to force the Emperor's Champion to surrender, even though all of his opponent's tanks have just been killed. Not entirely sure, again, what's happened there. If that Panther G continues to push through with the Emperor's Champion there, he could make a lot of ground. I mean, he's only got one more, is that two more M4A3s to fight against? Yeah, it would be easy pickings for a Panther G. That's, I don't know, quite strange to me. Both sides of things. I mean, on this right side, it looks like Brando's just demolished the AI. But yeah, I think Brando had a decent chance of pushing through here. He basically killed the 17-pounder, like I said, and the Churchill 6. Maybe he just didn't have the recon to realise it. And over on this side as well, Emperor's Champion, did he not see the Ju-87 come in and just get loads of tank kills? And there was obviously recon watching that. But another Panther G going to be going down there to this armoured rifles. What an absolute hero unit. 2 Panther Gs. Burnt out. Look at them. Just so dead. So dead. Lovely, lovely job by Valdus's armoured rifles. Admittedly, the second Panther G there was completely the fault of the AI charging forwards, but either way, you can't deny that those armoured rifles did a superb job there, and they're now going to pay the ultimate price as they are being sacrificed to the Axis. Focke-Wulf 190, here we go. One Mustang gets on the tail of a fallen back Focke-Wulf 190 is going to pick up that kill. And that's how you got to do it. You're going to make some of the planes force it to fall back, then have one get on the tail. Because this was an unvetted bomber Mustang, it didn't have as much firepower, but either way, still managed to get the job done. So there we go. Finally, the armoured rifles here aren't going to die. Goodbye. Over on the right side, push coming through pretty hard now. Oh, Flak 88 though, going to take out the M10. It's not over yet for Brando, as he is going to end up losing another unit there. Valdus has brought up some armoured rifles on this right side to help out, which is nice. But yeah, +2. Now in their favour. 2,250 points on the board. Looks like they're going to get a points victory pretty damn quick. Over on this left side, Valdus bringing up the CG-MC. Not going to make the same mistake twice as he brings up the unit there to stop his tanks getting taken out. Yeah, the M4A3 is waiting to get shots onto anything that comes towards him. 17-pounder. Actually, this is an M5 gun from Valdus in a position to help take care of any extra tanks as well. What's this that went down here? That was a Marder. Got taken out. And it looks like that's what the AI is going to start spamming here. Marder 3s and Stugs from KM1 coming in to help. So KM1, the only player left on the opposing side, and he's not having a great time pushing back into this town. Yes, he can Nebelwerfer it to death and hit it with as many mortars as he likes, but the mortars have now been taken out by off-map there, and there isn't too much he can use to gain back any ground. He's playing with 2 AI, and these M4A3s are perfect for taking out both Stugs and those Marders. Ju-87 though, this time not going to get the kills. Gets stunned by the CG-MC, so does the ME-109 there. Mustang's going to be coming in to capitalise on those stuns. Lovely. Valdus bringing in the amount of Mustangs there he needs to finish off those planes, and the Mustang coming over from Ku as well to help take out the ME-109. And lovely stuff. Moving on to 2,500 points here for the win. And what an exciting game. That was really, really nice. Thanks so much to Valdus for sending this in. We are going to see KM1 surrender there at the end of the game, just before the points limit is reached. 32 minutes and 4 seconds on that game. Really, really nice job by both sides. I was just so surprised to see the Empress Champion and Brady surrender at probably the most odd times I've ever seen in a game. That was unfortunate, to say the least. I reckon if they watched those back, they would be kicking themselves, because they had a decent chance of pushing after they took out the key units on the opposing side. But there you have it. This is the 15th Infantry kill list. We got the 6-pounder getting a lovely amount of kills there. Took out the boy to Cromwell. Eventually the 17-pounder there took out the boy to Firefly. Exactly what he needed to happen. Churchill 6 finished off Whitman. Didn't do the initial bailout, but there we go. AVRE didn't really pay itself off, only taking out a couple of half-tracks and a spear troop there. So that probably could have been used a bit more effectively, but another 17-pounder taking out a Befell Panther and the Panther D. But there you have it. That is game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.